short, hopefully encouraging talk. The idea for this little talk came from I was watching some young people play volleyball, where we play volleyball sometimes with the church people. And I could tell that one young lady was very conscious of her hair, very conscious of the way that she looked, and was looking around, and and I was thinking about how perhaps she was letting somebody judge her worth, or what she was worth, or her self-worth. And I was wondering, who decides your worth? Are you letting other people decide how you feel about yourself, how important you are, how beautiful you are, how much money you have, or how you fit into the grand scheme of things? I like to look at Luke 12, verses 5 through 7. He says, "But I will form one you whom ye shall fear. Fear him which after he hath killed hath power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings, and not one of them is forgotten before God? But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not ye, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows." Jesus died for you. And God knows the very hairs of your head. You have worth. You have value. And it's far above your looks, far above your status, far above anything on this earth. God counted you worthy enough to send His Son to die for you. Well, that is such deep love that it ought to make you feel somewhat good within yourself. And not have to rely on other people's judgments, but that you would rely upon the love that God has for you to feel self-worth within yourself. In Matthew 10 and verse 29 it says, "There should not one sparrow fall to the ground, but your Father knows it." I like to think of a place back in my childhood, nearly 900 miles from here. As I go over hills and valleys and prairies, and I go up there, and there's a barn that was across from my boyhood home. And the birds would like to sit up there on, I believe, the power line or something. And right now, if one of them falls off, has a heart attack, and kills over, falls and hits to the ground, it tells me my Lord knows this. So He knows about my troubles. You are worth something to Him. He knows you, and this ought to give you something to be happy about. That Jesus has already decided your worth. You are worth Him stretching out His hands and dying for you. Do we have enough faith to believe it? Do we have enough faith to put our faith in God to judge our self-worth? That we are worthy enough to be called the children of God. The Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians 4 verse 3 said, "It's no big thing that I should be judged of man." I'm paraphrasing here. He didn't put much in judge men's judgment. Men's judgment, they don't know what goes on in your heart. They don't know the beauty that's within. They don't know the troubles that you go through. They don't know what goes on within here. They don't know that you could be a most beautiful preacher, that you can be a most beautiful singer, that the good that you do, and the good that you want to do, and the good that you will one day be. They cannot see that. But Jesus sees that. And it says that it is naked and open before Him. So young people, or people who have self-worth issues, you are important. You are important enough for Jesus to care about you to this day. And also He died for you. Why is it sometimes that we seem like we let those who we esteem the least, our enemies, or those who we don't particularly like, or those who sometimes have personality conflicts of our own, why do we let them decide how we feel about ourselves, how important we feel about ourselves? Isn't that wrong? And we put our importance in things that fade. The beauty fades. The young skin does not always stay young. The beautiful hair does not always stay blonde or brunette or red or whatever hair on the girls. And one day it turns gray. One day is not as beautiful as men see it. Although aging in a beautiful, godly woman, it is a beautiful thing. But your riches that you put so much stock in, they can fade. They don't buy you happiness. Many is the person that has plenty of wealth, plenty of fame, and you read about them. They are wretched. They're miserable. They're dying. They're committing suicide. They're feeling bad about themselves. They have no worth. They have no problems. They don't have Jesus and the word that He placed upon them, although He would. He says, come unto me. For all those people, but they won't choose to live without Jesus. And thus they have no self-worth within themselves and no happy. The things that rust. The things that we can wreck. The things that somebody else can do better. There's always somebody better, stronger, richer, better looking, taller. There's always somebody out there that has more going for them, and you can't put the stock that you are the best in this. I like this verse here in Psalms 116. Listen to the beauty in this word. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of His saints. God says that it's so precious. There's a couple ways I look at this. One way I can look is it talks about the straight and narrow way and the broad way, and many that go into thereat, saying to me that most of the world is not going to see heaven. And there's so many people that go, and then they go the way of perishing, of punishment. And then when the Lord finally gets an old boy and old lady who's lived for them and did the will of them, how precious it is to finally have won one over Satan, to have somebody that he can call his own, who fought against Satan, who loved the Lord with all their heart and mind and soul and strength, and who lived their life in accordance with that. Or perhaps it's just that when he sees them, he'll be able to see them. And he can't put so much worth upon you, and it's precious to you. Said that the Lord is not slack concerning His promises, some men count slackness, but long-suffering to us word, not willing that any should perish, but all should come to repentance. We are His. Our Father is the King. I mean, He is the Creator. That should give us some self-worth that we choose to serve, to be in obedience to give our allegiance to the Most High. He will decide my worth. He will decide where I will spend eternity. He will decide how I feel about myself. And I feel truly blessed. Our brother, talking about Jesus Christ, who died for us, who gave His life for us. He decides your worth. Don't let anybody else ever decide your worth. Don't ever look over there and see that people are talking about you, young people, and let that affect it the way that you feel about yourself. Don't ever be overcome with the mean things that people say. Have the strength within yourself to know that the Lord is going to be patient and kind with you, and He's waiting for you to blossom and to be the beautiful girl, to be the beautiful boy, to be the beautiful husband, wife. Be the leader of the church. Be the leader in the community that you know you can if you don't let the naysayers get you down and let them decide your worth, that you are not worth much, and that all you have going for you is beauty or lack of beauty or because how big you are, how smart you are, or how intelligent you are. All those things are peripheral. It is about the love that you have for Jesus Christ and the work that He can do for you is the worth that I think we need to focus on. Psalms 32 and verse 11. Be glad in the Lord, and rejoice ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. I tell you, serving Jesus, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. I beg you to serve Jesus and to find your worth in the loving arms of Jesus. Thank you.